Welcome to East Bengal FC's pre-match press conference. Sound? Okay, so I think we are good to begin. So welcome to East Bengal FC's pre-match press conference. So we are doing our final ISL League home game tomorrow against Bengaluru FC at the Salt Lake Stadium. So we have with us East Bengal head coach Oscar Bruzo and one of the captains, Naudin Mahesh Singh, to take your questions. So please introduce yourselves and a humble request to put your phones on silent mode. So we'll begin with the player first. So questions for Mahesh. Nanda, I think, has a question.
Mahesh, I am not answering. So do you consider it a match between West Bengal and Bengaluru as a final? Because you know that if you lose this match or if you draw this point, you could not go to the playoffs. So do you consider this match as a final? Like that, you play like that? Is that attitude?
Yeah, for sure. In this past 3-4 games, we are taking like this only. Even most of the players know, and even the player who went here press conference, they already told also. Every match is final for us. It will decide our future, like in the top 6 or no. So it's the final, and we need to give everything to win this game.
Hi Mahesh, this is Shortboker here. From the beginning of your career in East Bengal, we saw you playing in the channels moreover. In Stephen's regime, you played in the channels, very good season you had. But at last season, you also played in the middle part of the pitch, and this season also we are seeing that after Oscar Bruzo, you are playing in the middle, and you seems to be a different player from last season and playing very well. Fans are enjoying also your game. What do you want to say on that? What Oscar is giving that role, implementing better in the pitch? What is the reason behind that?
For me, it's coach plan, and they see me in the training and all, and I try to adapt and play for a team only. It's not about myself. It's about team. I need to adapt, and coach know. All the coach, even coach here and coach before also, they know, and they want me to be the player for the team. That's more important. I want to play wherever coach want me to play.
Next question.
Playing against Switch is always a challenge for every player or every team. How much you and your team is hopeful to overcome this challenge, because it's almost a do and die match for your side?
Obviously, playing against Chetribai is most of the players' dream, and we don't have any motivation, any more motivated to play for this game. We have to be like do or die, like you said, because if we don't win this game, we are out of the competition. So it's same only.
More questions for Mahesh? Anyone else? Okay, questions for Coach Oscar then. Who has the first question for Coach Oscar?
Coach, this is Shantan from Ottawa newspaper. Coach, you have to play 3 matches on next 7 days, and almost for all matches are do or die for you. So how tough it is to cope up with this situation?
Good afternoon, everyone. We are announcing this in the last couple of weeks that the end of the season for us is going to be a hectic schedule. We try to modify and to get the favors of Federation and the committee of the league, but unfortunately we couldn't get it. So, as always, no excuses, no complaints, focus on what we have ahead, and focus also not only in the way we play, but also in the way we recover, because we want to have the 4 games. We are taking the 4 games as finals, and our wish is try to be at our best in the 4 games. We were discussing last week that it's not about rotating or giving more importance to one competition or the other. We want to finish well the league, and we want to win the semi-finals of the AFC. So for that, of course, it's going to require a lot of effort and determination from our players, a lot of energy, and moreover, very good work from our medical and recovery department to try to get the players fresh, even when we have games every 72 hours.
Coach, also from the instrument inspector, you know that recently is now in very good form, scored 11 goals. So what's your plan to stop him?
Bangalore has good players all around. This is why they are always in a playoff situation and always challenging for titles. So we need to understand Bangalore as a strong unit. If they have the control of Chetri in the left, they have a lot of speed with Williams on the right. They have a positional striker. They have one of the best playmakers of the league, Noguera. They have fast. Roshan Beke probably will not play tomorrow due to sanctions, so I think that the plan is not thinking in how to neutralize one player, is on how to neutralize them as a team. And tomorrow what we want is to show intention, propose, and perseverance. We need to feel on the pitch that we are in a battle for survival, for keeping alive in the competition. Probably Bangalore, they already got the objective, that is finishing in the top 6. Of course, they prefer to finish 3, 4, but that is additional objectives. I want our players that tomorrow show that willing and that necessity that we have to get the 3 points.
After last match, you said that your team is tired because of hectic schedule. And few minutes back, you said that your team is going to play another hectic schedule. So how difficult it? Don't you think it's a tactical, more than tactical, and it's a fitness problem?
Yeah, there is a lot of things involved on this. Actually, the situation is quite similar. It's 96 hours after our last game, which is exactly what happened in our last home game here after the game of Punjab. And even more, we have the AFC Cup with only 72 hours, so the things are going to get even more complicated in terms of recovery. But I think that our players are doing an excellent mental exercise. They know where they are, they know what we need. So when you have that willing inside, I think that the mentality is always ahead of the technical, tactical and physicality. So we are trying to prepare our players on that sense, and I hope that tomorrow we can do a better first half than what we did in the last game against Hyderabad. It's true that physicality probably we feel it in terms of freshness and in the way we started the game. But if you see the 90 minutes of the team in the last game, our team was slowly getting the rhythm of the game, and when they drop a little bit on that freshness, in the second half we were the best team. We were also determined to win the game. So again, I say that the mentality sometimes is stronger than any other factor.
What would be your priority? Nation's pride or club's pride?
We have 4 finals. Priority is the 4 games. We don't have one objective over the other. ISL is very important for all of us, and the continental competition is also very important for all of us. The only thing that we know is that if we don't win the game of tomorrow, probably we are going to do something different in Shillong. That is for sure, that maybe we can favor Northeast and go against the interest of other clubs. But as we have asked for a change in the schedule in our favor, again, both competitions are same important, and the only thing we know is that if we don't win tomorrow, probably we need to go with a plan B for the game we have in Shillong next Saturday.
Hi Coach, as you were already mentioning that you are looking after recovering players and keeping them fresh. What is the situation of Nanda and Vishnu? How you are going to use them? Are you going to use them in the next few matches in the ISL, or you are keeping them fresh for AFC? And you are also make a chance to a young player like Jason, and which the fans are already asking for how you are going to use them with the young players. So what are the plans with these players?
Fortunately, at this stage of the season, We have recovered a lot of players, and most of the players are available for the game of tomorrow. So we are focusing on the players available and not giving importance to those who are not there. And our situation is much better than some weeks back. In particular, for the players that you are asking, I think that Vishnu will have to check today in practice, but Vishnu is going to be tomorrow in the team list. Nanda still needs some days of recovery. The objective, or what we are trying to do with him, is that he's available for the game of Arkadak next Wednesday, and this is exactly the same situation for Clayton that you didn't mention. So regarding these three players, the one that can be there tomorrow probably is Vishnu, but depends on what we see today in the evening practice.
Could you actually say that you are your master stroke in the Hyderabad match, putting Celis in the very end actually, and actually that clicked because his just the corner gave you the very important goal in the after 90 minutes, around 90 minutes, and then after the missing score. But now as you will go with the same kind of plan, because I am not asking about the strategy of your game, but do you think that Celis is actually totally fit for to play the 90 minutes, or will you think as he is gaining fitness now?
As I say in the last question, it's a pleasure for a coach having most of the players of the squad available. So how we understand the situation? I understand the situation that in the month of January, probably the depth of our squad or the way we could do the substitutions, it was more difficult for me. Right now, and if you see in all the ISL games, 70-80% of the games are decided in the last 30 minutes of the game. So that means that the coach needs always to have a plan to start the game and to finish the game. We have very important players to finish our games. One example is David. Every time he has a chance, 30, 20, 10 minutes, he comes into the pitch to improve the team, and even he capitalizes and converts and score goals. He's a key player for us, but he's a player for us in the role. He accepts his role. Of course, he deserves probably more minutes, but right now what we need to consider is the way we want to start the matches and the way we want to finish the matches. So, Celis, Lacra, David, in the last game, they were the players that improved the team in the second half, and they were the players that give us the most of the chances to keep the 3 points here. So our idea is going to be the same. I cannot talk about the lineup and who are going to be the impact players of the second half, but I can say that we have a plan to start and to finish the game in the best possible way. Regarding David, I already say that he's doing a brilliant season, and yes, he's having intervals of game, short intervals of game. It's true that he's not starting in a lot of games, but the importance of David in this team is capital. Every time he's on the pitch, we can use him as an offensive weapon, we can use him as an energy weapon, dropping back and helping more the midfielders in these last stages of the game. He adapts very well to every moment, to every situation, and to all the positions of attack. So having David in the team, it's a pleasure and it's a benefit for all of us. I don't know if he deserves more game time or not. That is not my part. My part is that every time he's on the pitch, he's showing that he has to be on the pitch. So that's the only thing I can say about David. And regarding Dimi, it's a long talk. Probably Dimi didn't have the season that he had last year in Kerala Blasters, but if Dimi was one of the best strikers in the ISL on the last seasons, we need to keep thinking that Dimi is one of the best strikers this season. Football doesn't change so fast, so we still have 4 games in hand, 4 finals. I can tell you that Dimi is hungry and showing that he's a team player. In the last game he came out, we decided to substitute him, and he was leading the game on the bench with full passion, energy, and willing to win the game. So I think that team is going to do a good end of the season. Let's forget, probably in terms of number of goals, all of us we expect more, but the presence of Dimi in the team is also an important one. Right, we have been changing a lot of solutions and finding solutions on the defense line, and the reason for that is that every player of the team in the defense line has suffered at least one injury this season. So we have been having a rotation of injuries and a rotation of positions when we have to define our center line. Apart from this, there were also cards, sanctions, and we didn't find consistency, but the reality is that we are one of the teams that concede less goals in the ISL. So every time we need to do an adjustment, of course we focus and adapt to what we are going to see on the pitch. Before we were talking about players as Chetri, as Williams, as Hector, as Noguera. So the plan is going to be trying to neutralize them, for them not create the chances to score goals. Tomorrow, for example, we have Nunga out of the team due to cards. So one more day, we need to reinvent and to figure out a defense to block the strong power that Bangalore has on their attacking line.
The FC match on Wednesday, and tomorrow you play against Bengaluru FC nights. So do you think that a good performance on tomorrow will be a key for the upcoming FC games?
Totally. This is not only about the way we are finishing the season and what we are playing, especially from December. Taking out the game of Chennai, and I don't see any much more drops. I think that the team is performing well, and this is the reason why we are having the results. Everybody, of course, in football we are paid to get results, but we need to go beyond that, and the reason for getting results is having the team settled, mature, confident, determined, and end of the day performing well and creating more chances than the opponent. So if we can continue on this idea, of course a good performance tomorrow is going to help us to be more confident on the game on Wednesday against I can advance that we are going to face a very strong team. So it's a good test because also Bangalore is a very strong team. So for us it's nice. I prefer to finish the season this way than with rivals that they are not of this entity. So our end of the season is the way we wish. Last two games we have possibilities to qualify in the top 6. We have possibilities to be on the semi-final of the AFC Challenge League. So I think that when I came here in October, if you tell me about this situation, I would tell you please where I need to sign to have this beautiful end of the season. So now we just need to capitalize on this opportunity. It's going to be very difficult, both competitions, but as I say in the last press conference, we are going to give everything and more because all of us has been going through a very difficult season, and we want to give a positive surprise to our fans that has been there cheering, supporting and suffering all the year long. So now is the time that the team need to do something to finish the season not the way it started. Thank you.
Mahesh, just stand with coach for a photo.